What we're going to do is we're going to make a deep pit for Tam today. She wants to do some deep pit cooking. So we're scraping any old coals and ash off. And then we're going to go ahead and dig a hole. And once we dig the hole, we're going to line it with rocks. Alright, this is approximately the size. It's not the same pan, but it's approximately the size of the pan that Tam's going to use. So what we're going to do is dig a hole. You can see we've already begun to outline that hole. And it's going to be a little wider than the pan. That way we can put rocks around there, line the outside with the rocks. So we're going to get to digging and get this hole done and start to get a fire in it for her. Chris is helping me dig here while I get the video, so it's awful kind of him. Good morning, Chris.
Morning.
Good digging. And we're going to go down about 1.5 feet here into the soil. Most of it's easy digging. We've already got a pit here, but he's going to have to dig a little bit fresh. So we're going to keep digging this, and we'll get back to you once we've lined it with the rocks. Alright, what we've done, we have taken and dug the hole. It's about 1 3 or 4 inches, I guess. And we've put a few rocks down in there. Now there's going to be tons of coal in there after we build our fire, but those rocks are going to maintain the heat. And as you'll see, our pan will fit right in there. And that'll sit right there, get nice and hot. We'll put a top on that pan and cover the whole thing over with dirt. So now the next job is to get a big pile of coals in there for Tam, so we're going to build our fire. Alright, we've got our fire going in the hole. One of the things I should have told you is, while you're making these fires, make sure you use rocks that have not been in the water, because they tend to explode. This may still explode because it's trapped in there with a lot of heat around it. So we're building the fire slowly and allowing it to grow around it. Hopefully it'll heat those rocks up at a slow temperature so they don't shatter. If they crack, it's okay. If they break, that'll be okay too. We'll just put them in the bottom and use coals around the side of the pot. It'll still work. So we're going to keep building our fire and get the thing blazing until it's just a huge bed of coals in there. Okay, you can see our fire's going real good. We're going to have to let that go for about 2 hours. While I'm talking to you about this, if you do this out in the bush, another thing you can do is while you build this fire like this, you could actually put your food in there to cook overnight. And then we're going to cover it over in a little while, you'll see that. You could actually sleep on top of this and have a nice warm bed as well. So you'd be able to sleep on this, have a lot of warmth come up through you, have your food cooked in the morning when you wake up. Pretty neat way to cook things out in the bush. Alright, we've had our fire going for about an hour now, and it's going good in there. I don't know if you can see the coals, but there's a good bed of coals, probably about 6 to 8 inches deep already. And we're going to fill that pit right up with coals. Get it totally full with coals. And then we'll be back with you. What you cooking there, Tam?
Well, I pre-baked some squash the other day, so I had a lot of leftover squash, and added breadcrumbs and raisins and dried cherries and garlic and onion and a bunch of herbs, and it's going to be popped in the oven for a stuffing to go along with tonight's supper.
Alright, as you can see, our fire pit is burned down. And we've got a few larger coals left in there. That's okay, we'll throw them around the edge of the pot. What we're going to do is to start digging out the coals, and we're going to set them aside for a few minutes so that they're ready. Take those large ones out. We're going to put the large ones just in a pan for a minute to hold them. And we're going to get this cleaned out for the pot. Alright. There you can see our hole. We've got that bottom rock and the 3 rocks around the edge. Tam's going to go ahead and get this pot in there, and we're going to throw a few coals just into the bottom for a minute because the pot's going to sit up just a little bit. And once she gets that pot in, then we're going to go ahead and fill it in and show you that.
Alright, here you can see our pot full of food. This pot we've been using for 10 years now for our outdoor cooking. It has a heavy steel bottom, and we've removed the handles as well as the knob on the lid because obviously you can't have wood or plastic in your fire. Now inside here we've got a big chicken down there on the bottom, and it's packed with potatoes and portobello mushrooms and carrots and garlic and, well, I don't remember everything that's in there, lots of spices. I've covered the top of the pan with tin foil, pushed my lid on top of it. As you can see, the top of my lid is now gone for this purpose, and what we're going to do now, it's resting on a hot bed of coals. It's hot on the camera, and now we're adding the hot coals all around the pot. The coals are nicely distributed around the entire edge of this pan, and now we're covering up the pot with dirt. This is called deep pit cooking. Oh, we're going to be leaving this in right now. It's around noon.
11.
Oh, it's 11 in the morning. We're just going to leave this in till about 4 or 5 this afternoon.
Oh, we can take this and flatten it out. That's sealed in now, and we can just build our fire on top of this to keep the top hot as well.
Which we will be doing this afternoon, because I'm going to be baking some bushcraft bread over top of this dirt later this afternoon.
All right, we're ready to unveil this undertaking here, and we've got some coals still burning there, so Tam's going to go ahead and scrape those back over to her section. And we got a lot of good coals, so she's going to scrape them out, pull them over. She's going to be making some bread over here, I think, in a few minutes. Alright, what we're doing now, we're just going to uncover this pot lid. You can see it's right here now. It's a little tricky when you undo these, because you want to make sure that there's no dirt left around your pot. If there's dirt left around there, then you're going to get a little extra in your food. So we're going to scrape that away. Once we get it cleaned up, we'll be back with you.
Alright, it's the time of the unveiling. Very careful, don't get any dirt in it.
Now we've been here for about 4 hours with this in the ground, and it should be plenty done. Let's see.
Oh yeah, cooked right through. Breast is perfectly white, potatoes are soft, carrots, garlic, little button.
Alright.
What we've got here is some bushcraft damper bread. You can see the bread in the bottom of the pan. I've set the pan on a bed of nice hot coals, and now what I'm going to do is put coals on the top. That's what a real Dutch oven's all about. There's a groove in the pot of the pan, and that holds all the coals on the top of the pan. Alright, time to check on the bread. Okay. Can you see inside the pan? Here we go. Ow, ow, ow. There you go. Bushcraft damper bread. Okay. There you go. Piping hot.